For fans, it's a love story. For advocacy groups, it's those violent sex scenes that have them arguing that there's a fine gray line between pleasure and abuse.
When people engage in certain sorts of S&M relationships or in a situation that has had a history of violence, it's difficult to define what counts as really giving consent.
Cynthia Jones is the director of Office for Victim Advocacy and Violence Prevention at UTPA. She says that line is crossed when people no longer give consent and are experiencing physical pain.
But it's not as simple as that, because it's not just a matter of you hurt me, I will leave you. Many of those relationships are very power-based. One person is in absolute control, which that movie in a sense represents. He wanted her to sign a contract to give up her control in the situation. He wanted a legally binding contract on top of it, which is far further than most people go.
But when it comes to leaving an abusive relationship, Dr. Jones says it's not always that easy.
Many people who end up in relationships that have a violence component will go back or will enter another relationship with a violence component.
She says the first step is recognizing that there is a problem and seeking help.
It's very hard for people to admit that in many ways. There are a lot of community resources available. There are national hotlines, there are state hotlines. There's some wonderful organizations like the Texas Association Against Sexual Assault, or TASA, where you can go to for help. Many of these resources are free.
Dr. Jones tells us that friends usually can tell that something is wrong, but it's important not to say that you understand what that person is going through, because every story is different. Reporting from the Hidalgo County Newsroom, Wendy Aguilar, Action 4 News.